Now, we conservatives knew this was happening, but the loony left for years, before Musk. It's a private company, they can ban whomever they want. Which is true, but the government cannot even suggest who they can ban. That's illegal. The First Amendment provides that Congress make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting its free exercise. It protects freedom of speech, the press, assembly, and the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. I'd say, get law enforcement and DOJ involved, but loony leftists, before Musk. It's a private company, they can ban whomever they want. Loony leftists after Musk, oh my god, he banned Antifa as a terrorist organization and unblocked Trump. Fascist. Me, Antifa is a terrorist organization, and Twitter is still a private company, and can still ban whomever they want. Stay woke, dumbass. Speech Reduction Act. New documents reveal the federal government's role in Twitter's censorship decisions. Published September 1, 2022, before Elon Musk did his document dump, and this person was attacked as spreading misinformation. After Musk took over Twitter, we now know this person was right on the money. Last month, COVID vaccine skeptic Alex Berenson was allowed back on Twitter after being permanently suspended for allegedly violating the platform's BR-19 misinformation policy. Remarkably, Twitter acknowledged that his tweets should have not led to his suspension. Now, new internal Twitter documents publicized by Berenson reveal that the Biden administration likely played a pivotal role in his suspension. As a Twitter employee reported on the company's internal Slack messaging system, the company faced one really tough question about why Alex Berenson hasn't been kicked off from the platform in an April 2021 White House meeting. Another employee reported that Andy Slavitt, senior advisor to President Biden's COVID response team, claimed that he had seen evidence indicating that Berenson was the epicenter of disinfo that radiated outwards to the persuadable public. In the summer of 2021, the federal government repeatedly pressured social media platforms to ramp up efforts to crack down on COVID misinformation. On July 16, 2021, Biden claimed that social media companies were killing people by failing to censor COVID misinformation. A few hours after Biden's comment, Twitter suspended Berenson's account for the first time. The next month, Twitter banned him after he tweeted about the vaccine's inability to stop transmission and infection over the long term and its side effect profile. Berenson, who now plans to sue the White House after his recent legal success against Twitter, is the most prominent victim of social media companies' heavy-handed policies, but many distinguished scientists with far less public and financial support have faced similar fates. Tracy Beth Hogue, a consultant epidemiologist for Florida's Department of Health, has faced sanctions for warning about post-vaccine myocarditis in young men. In June 2021, for example, Twitter labeled misleading one of her tweets that stated, citing data published by the CDC, that post-vaccine myocarditis rates were above baseline. This past April, Twitter suspended Hogue for merely criticizing the platform's decision to add a misleading tag to an Oxford bioethicist's tweet that directly quoted a peer-reviewed Israeli study finding a correlation between mass vaccination and acute cardiac events. Twitter reinstated Hogue to the platform weeks later, but has offered no rationale for her initial suspension. Anish Koka, owner of a top cardiology clinic in Philadelphia, encountered a similar situation earlier this month for simply tweeting a link to Sanjay Varma's exhaustive review of post-vaccine myocarditis. Varma is an interventional cardiologist, with 17 years of experience. Twitter suspended Koka for violating the policy on spreading misleading and potentially harmful information related to BR-19. Twitter reinstated Koka's account a few days later, after he decided that deleting the tweet would be more productive than trying to protest the decision behind the scenes. Andrew Bostom, a research physician and former professor at Brown University's Warren Alpert Medical School, remains barred from Twitter and is threatening legal action. Twitter initially suspended him in June for tweeting a peer-reviewed study that found a temporary reduction in sperm count after vaccination. Alex Berenson's lawyer intervened and Twitter was forced to acknowledge their error, he stated in an email interview. His reinstatement was short-lived though, as Twitter accused him of violating its misinformation policy again by tweeting references to scientific analyses of data concerning vaccine use in adults and children. In many other cases, social media platforms have reprimanded scientists merely for asking questions about vaccines or for quoting peer-reviewed studies. But even more troubling than the platform's evident bias against dissent from the mainstream public health narrative is the federal government's attempt, as seen in Berenson's case, to set the parameters for acceptable scientific debate. Which I will remind you, is illegal. This is why when they refer to Trump as some kind of fascist, I know they don't know what a fascist is, because they voted for one.